Hey guys, what's up? It's Johnny here, and welcome to another episode of The SIC Show. And as always, I'm super pumped to be here. I'm here with my main man B. How are you, buddy?
Feeling glamorous.
Glamorous? Well, that wouldn't be the first time. This week on the show, we interview Frederick Van Johnson. This guy is an absolute legend. I love Fred. And find out how he did a full shoot without any film in his camera.
Yeah, and he inspires us with a beautiful model hiding behind a curtain. And he shows us how to grow your online following.
Awesome, man. Let's get into it.
Enjoy.
The SIC Show. Share, inspire, create.com. Share.
Okay, so this was a little embarrassing, but I will share it with you anyway. So I was in the United States Air Force way back in the day. We were shooting film back then, and I was new to the base. This is this is Yokota Air Force Base, or Air Base in Tokyo. So I got sent out on this job to take photos of this general pinning an award on someone. So I'm a new photographer, by the way. I got this bag full of Nikon gear I had no idea how to use, so I put everything together. I'm like, how hard could it be? I put my film in there. I go out to shoot this grip and grin ceremony. And it was outdoor in front of a plane or something. So I go out and I shoot it, I got it, General. I had two camera bodies with me, by the way. I was using one camera body. Turns out I had loaded the film into the other camera body. But get this, I realized that I didn't have film in the camera while they were standing in front of me and I was shooting. So I was taking photos and sort of just pantomiming the act of taking photos with the general. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, turn to the left a little, yeah, click. All right, wait, you blinked, let me get it warmed up, click. Knowing in my head that when I got back to the office that I was gonna tell them that something happened to the film. Something happened in processing and got destroyed. We're gonna have to reshoot. So I knew I was gonna have to make up this story about reshooting this thing while I was taking these fake photos. So from that point forward, that day forward, I never forgot to put film in my camera ever again. So that's my story.
Awesome. So tell me, what is a grip and grin?
A grip and grin is this. Yeah, when you do this. That's a grip and grin. Or you do this and you have a plaque and you hold it up like this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a grip and grin.
So you didn't get fired for that?
I didn't no one ever knew.
Oh, you can't get fired out of the Air Force.
You can get fired out of the Air Force.
Can you?
Yeah, you can get kicked out. But
Right.
I did not get kicked out for this. This was no one ever knew until now. Film gets messed up all the time,
The lab.
I was the lab. So
Yeah, right.
something happened in processing. I'm so sorry, but we'll redo it. So
Right.
they understood. They're like,
I
yeah,
love that.
it
Love
happens.
that story.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I never admitted mistake until now, several decades later.
Inspire.
Okay, so another tip I'd like to share is just sort of building rapport with models. So there's this one particular shot here that, there was this model that I was shooting. I think we went to, it was during a workshop that I did. It was a Mark Dom workshop in Los Angeles. And I went down there to, Mark Dom is a friend of mine, so he invited me down to hang out, do some shots with him and meet the other workshop attendees and all that, the special guests or whatever. So I went down there and, I was nervous because this was, it was kind of a risque kind of workshop. It wasn't, it wasn't anything nefarious or anything like that, but it wasn't like your mall portraits, let's say. So, I get in there, and what I learned from doing this photo was, first of all, there's, to that date, I've worked with professional models before, but this model was over the top professional, right? She knew how to pose, she took direction well, she made the photographer's job, our job as the shooters, so much easier. It was hard to take a bad picture of this person because she's attractive, obviously, she's a model, but that only gets you halfway. The other part of it is understanding how to pose and how to take direction from the photographer. This model had it in spades. So working with professional people behind the camera, to the side of the camera, and in front of the camera can make all the difference with your shoots, especially when you're dealing with something, kind of sensitive, like, these kind of photos. So this photo is the model's name is Euphrat. and she's from the Ukraine, I believe. And we rented out this house in Los Angeles, you know, as people in Los Angeles tend to do from time to time for these kind of shoots. So the photographer, Mark Don, rented out this house. It was a mansion, essentially. And the type of photography that I like to do, I don't want to do like straight nude or anything like that. I wanted just sexy, you know? So she was topless, but I had her behind a curtain, a sheer curtain, kind of holding the curtain in front of her, kind of obscuring herself, but the curtain was sheer, so you could kind of get an idea of what was going on. And I like, for me, the type of photography that I like to do, I like, if it's that genre, I want it suggestive, but not explicit. So this made it suggestive and explicit, plus the expression on her face. Again, she's a professional model, so she struck the perfect kind of Mona Lisa, smiling but not smiling, seductive but not too seductive, while doing the perfect pose. Lighting was set, we had giant soft boxes in there, click the shutter, everybody was happy.
So how many people were at this workshop?
This workshop, I think there was about 12 people.
So 12 guys
Yep.
photographing one model at the same time?
Not at the same time, we took turns. So we had multiple models. So I think we had 2 or 3 models there. So we broke up into groups, and Mark had different sets around the house. So there was like this particular set, and then there was another set by a piano in the living room, and then there was a bedroom set, you know, for the catty, sexy stuff, you know, and you just kind of rotate around and get your shot. And then when you're not shooting, you're assisting the other photographers, like, you know, and sort of, you know, collaborating and you know, just sort of taking tips and giving tips on how to do the shot.
And I want to second that. Dealing with professional people. I mean, how professional is Frederick, eh?
I'm a ham.
Dude, I wished I could talk like you could. You
What,
can,
just
you know?
yammer at the camera looking at some glass right there?
Yeah, you know, with people walking up and down, planes flying over
Doesn't
us.
bother
Oh,
me.
that's-
I'm
I
in my
know.
own world, man.
Dude,
I am a content creator.
I know,
I
you-
am content personified.
You're awesome. Can you teach me?
I can.
Okay.
You don't need any teaching. You have an awesome accent, dude. You can do
Oh,
whatever
really?
you want to do. You could say the ABCs and it sounds good.
Good day, mate.
I can't do it. Good day.
Create.
So, a quick tip on how to grow your following online. A lot of people see, you know, people like Trey Ratcliffe or Karen Hutton or whomever with these millions of people that are following them. And you're like, I only have 100 people following me. How do I get from 100 to 5 million? It's ridiculous. I can't do that. The best way that I can tell you is, you know, we live in kind of a content society right now. You know, you may have heard the term content marketing. And generally that means is you got to give a little to get a little, right? So if you put compelling content online, people will come consume it. You can't proceed with the mindset of, okay, I'm just going to start a Twitter profile and wait, and people will come, or I'm going to pick pictures of my cat up there, then people will follow me, or I'm going to complain about the president and people will follow me. No one wants to hear that stuff. If your target group of people that you're trying to reach is photographers, give them substantive content. If it's Twitter, point to articles, be a curator, point to cool content that they might like, and then you will become a source, and they're like, okay, it makes sense for me to follow this guy because he's always posting cool articles. If it's on, say, Facebook, write a post that talks about some technique or give your opinion on some artist or some piece of work or some gear or something. Add to the sum total of human knowledge instead of taking away from it. Once you start doing that, you become known as a person that is actually adding and not subtracting, and then you draw followers, just like that. It's really just that simple.
How often should you post?
The how often should you post question is tricky. The answer is it depends, right? So for me personally, I don't post that much because I'm not trying to be prolific, and I don't want a chronology of my life online, right? So people don't know every little move I make, every bite of food I take, all that stuff. That sounds like a song, doesn't it? Didn't Sting record that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So, you know, I typically post when I have something substantive to say. Like, we're recording a cool interview. I don't do this every day, so I'm gonna post a picture of Brent recording me out here in San Francisco. That I feel like that's kind of cool, and I want to post that, and I might say a little something about it. You know, we're recording video, he's using a DSLR, and I was bragging about my smaller mirrorless camera. You know, that sparks a conversation, right? It's not just willy-nilly stuff. But it depends on, like, when I say it depends on what your end goal is. If you are just a person that is an individual, you're not trying to build a giant following, or you just want people to comment on your photography, or maybe you're a business. The different goals dictate the frequency of your posting. If you're just an individual like me and you're not trying to do business type stuff per se on your social media, then post whenever you feel like it, right? But make sure you post substantive stuff when you post. If you are a business, then also post content, real content that adds to the sum total of human knowledge, but have a schedule. Like, say every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we post things, and maybe use some sort of scheduling software so that you can bulk load them. You can spend couple days writing out 20 or 30 posts, queue them up, and let them go out over time. If you're a business, I don't recommend that flow for the individual or people that are trying to build that one-on-one contact with your followers. But if you're a business and you just want to maintain that continuity or the contact with your audience, and you don't have the time or the bandwidth or the personnel to be in there tweeting all the time, then automate it. And there's a lot of tools that let you do that.
Awesome. What would you say about trolls?
All trolls must die. No. Kill the trolls. So trolls, I get trolls too, and it's generally, there's different kinds of trolls. Like there's patent trolls, and then there's just social media trolls. A social media or an online troll is generally somebody that hides behind their computer and tries to say inflammatory or negative things to bait you into responding so that you are now engaged in a conversation with them. Especially if you have a large following and they have a small following, they want to engage you so that now they're in front of your large following. So that's a troll. The way I deal with troll is depending on the severity of what they post, I will either just ignore them if it's just something benign, but if they say something that's rude or inflammatory or racist or just completely wrong, I have no problem with banning and just getting people off my social media, period. My ban finger is itchy. I will ban all day long with no conscience, because I look at it like social media is kind of like my house. This is my house. If you come to my house and you make a mess, I'm not going to invite you to my house again. It's just like that. And, if you make a big mess, I'm going to ban you from coming anywhere near my house, So that's just like social media. If you can't behave, then don't come.
Well, thanks, Frederick. Thank you so much for being on the show. And I just want to say one thing more about trolls, because I heard an online guru once say this. He said, when you get a troll, you know you've made it, because then you've been noticed. So if you do get a troll, congratulations. Well,
then I must have made it several times over. Because I need some troll away.
I love banning. Ban.
I love it, man. It makes me feel good to ban. It's like, I don't respond. Like a lot of people will respond. No. I know some photographers will respond and shoot a torpedo back and then ban.
Oh, really?
I just don't ban, period. I don't respond. I was like, okay, you said that. Fine. Goodbye.
So next time, when you come to Australia, I'll let you buy me the beer.
You got it.
Okay, at my local.
At your watering hole?
My watering hole, and we've got a really good watering hole. I'll show you pictures of it later.
I'm in.
So
I need God. What's that stereotypical phrase that people say? Australians say, throw something on the barbie.
Yeah,
what is it?
Shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah. Can we throw another shrimp on the barbie, mate?
That's it. Awesome.
Cool, man.
Thanks, Frederick.
You're welcome.
Should we give that?
Wait, grip and grin. Peace.
Awesome.
Cool, man.
Thank you.
As always, mate, Frederick Van Johnson. Such a fun interview.
I love it.
Such a great guy. And guys, if you haven't checked out his stuff, go to This Week in Photo.
Yeah.
Also Twip. Yeah, he's got some great podcasts over there. But anyway, man, I can't believe he knowingly went and did that photo shoot without any film with his camera.
And getting people to pose.
I know.
I think I got a blink.
And then
So funny.
And then later on, something happened. The film didn't turn out. I have to do it again.
That's what the good old days with film. You could blame the people that were processing the film. Then.
I know.
We're like, something happened at the lab. Yeah.
Not these days.
No. And he inspires us with that amazing image.
Yeah.
Beautiful image of a model behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I love photographing models. When it comes to glamour and that type of those images, it does get a little scary sometimes. You want to show a model in her beauty, show her beauty, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's a bit tougher. But it's
Yeah.
great. It's great to work with someone who's so professional and knows how to get into the pose. It's so easy. It's it's a pleasure to work with models who know what they're doing.
Yeah, and I'd rather shoot macros or frogs, but anyway, it's all good. We're all different.
And then thank you, Frederick, for showing us how to grow our online audience.
Very
for
important.
photography.
Yeah, it's good, man. The internet is such an important part of what we do these days, and growing the people that love you out there just gets the message out about what you're doing.
Definitely, definitely. And I think there should be a strategy to your social media marketing, hey, Johnny?
Yeah, yeah, it's something we're tackling right now.
Yeah.
It's a big beast. It is a big beast, and you got to know where to put your time. That's what's important. And Fred's got some good tips. So.
It can be a time waster. You can just throw all your time into social media, Facebook and Twitter and whatever, and Google Plus, and not actually get in return. You might not get the people following you that you want.
Yeah, and it depends where you're at with your photography too. Like, if you're just using it for inspiration, and then that's great. It's a great tool for inspiration. If you're using it to grow a business, man, it can suck you in and you forget to create and do those other things you need to do for your business. But there are strategies out there, and maybe we'll come up with one. We're working on ours. As soon as we nail it, we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Definitely. All right, Fred. Awesome, man. Another awesome video. Guys, we've got a special deal for you for the lounge. Check out this link below and share, inspire, create lounge. Loving that place. Absolutely.
We
awesome.
love being in there, guys, and there's so many people in there, so many great photographers mastering the photography.
People just like you.
We want you to join.
Yeah. Go and check it out now.
Yeah. We'll see you in the lounge.
Right. Take care, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
To find out more, go to shareinspirecreate.com.